everybody, and thank you for joining me to another thrilling episode of This Week in Real Estate. So this week was basically wonderful. The weather kind of broke in our favor. Lots of sun, kind of hot. Did have some rain, but it wasn't like a deluge or anything. So much welcomed weather. So on to actual real estate things. So the market report. Delaware County has seen an uptick in some listings. So their active listings over there is about 103 and pending about 167 as of today. And then Randolph County, same pending, so 38 as last week, and then just a small uptick in active listings, so it went from 18 to 21. So I know that's only 3, but it feels good not to have a teen number as far as what's active, even though it's still challenging. But anyway, moving on to the good, the bad, and the ugly. So a lot of good things this week, a lot of varied activities, and so listed a home on Shockley Road there south of Muncie, and that went active on Thursday night, Friday morning, something like that, and tons of showing, some pretty good feedback. No offers yet, but I expect those to be coming shortly. And then we were able to close 2 properties kind of back to back, and so one on Peachtree and then one on Timber Lane, and so kind of a domino effect there to get all those closed all in a row. And thank you to Miss Autumn Grismore for covering those closings for me, as I found myself double booked, so thank you. And then a lot of, I think I mentioned this last week as well, a lot of like BPO / estate work here recently. I mean, there's no reason for it per se, just it just happens to, I've had probably 4 or 5 in the last week or so, just asking about process and needing some value on some things like that. So we were able to, as a real estate board, they had their bowling night the other night, and Wagner's provided a team, and I bowl one time a year, and I bowl like I golf basically one time a year for these kind of events. So it wasn't stellar per se, but I did have fun. And actually, for not bowling, I don't think I bowled last year, and then we didn't bowl the year before because of COVID, and so it's been 2 or 3 years, and my games were 170, 169, and then we took a dip. I think it was like 118 on that 3rd game, but it was, like I said, it was fun, and I think those are pretty good for basically never bowling. Also went over to Alexandria one morning, checked out some homes over there. Don't get over there too often, but I do like that little town, so it was fun getting over there. And then I think I also mentioned previously, kind of dipping my toes into some of the online auction world. So we wrapped one up last week. We had a sale close out last night with a pickup tomorrow. And so that's been interesting, been learning a lot through that, and just a lot of random things. So that's fun. And also had somebody kind of shadow me for an afternoon last week. And again, I always extend that out, and happy to talk about the business side of things with anybody who may be interested. But then I've also been having quite a few conversations with people that have rentals basically, or looking to get into the rental world. And so a lot of good conversations, a lot of good questions. Had a former classmate reach out the other day. He's in a different state, and he says, I'm moving. Do I sell this house? We'd like to move back in the area maybe later on. Do I sell it? Do I rent it? So very good conversations there as well. So happy to talk to anybody about either the business side of things or the rental side of things, and actually have a text to respond to this morning of, okay, if we do these renovations, how does that affect value? Or do we sell currently and then find the house, a different house that maybe has some of the aspects that we are now looking for? And so a lot of different moving parts there. So, but it's fun to talk about. So feel free to reach out or send anybody my way. So that's all good. And then with the good weather, we were able to get some ball games in. So that was fun. And then also with the good weather, had a nephew's birthday party over the weekend. So yeah, a lot of good things. The bad, really nothing bad. Just had some challenging, busy days, but I wouldn't call that bad by any means. And then the ugly, usually my ugly rants are terrible pictures or whatever on listings that are either local or not, because I am part of some Facebook groups that share those type of funny or ugly things. And then I do have some inspector friends that send me pictures of the interesting things they find, and so those could be ugly as well. And so that's what I usually rant on. But so my rant today for the ugly is, agents out there, if you get like a $500,000 listing, spring for the professional pictures, please, and not just the quick, cell phone. Just makes everybody look a little bit better and presents the property better too. So coming up, business wise, so we're just working along the processes of the transactions that we have going on now. So just sent an offer out yesterday, waiting to hear back on that. Got some inspections scheduled on one, and then we're wrapping up another one. So again, that pipeline is just a little bit of everything in that pipeline. And then also the Traveling Vietnam Wall is in Winchester, and it just got assembled yesterday. So there's a schedule out there as far as when it's open to the public, open to school groups or whatever. And so I actually saw that years ago when it was in, I believe, Jeffersonville, Indiana, down near Louisville, and seen the real wall there in Washington, D.C. Encourage everybody to go out there and take that in. It is a sobering reminder of those who gave their lives for our country, but it's very good to go and experience that. So encourage that. And then also there is a car show this weekend on Saturday. It's for the benefit of Jeremy Morrison. So a friend of mine that passed away last year, and he was into Harleys and cars and everything, so they're doing a benefit car show for him. So that's Saturday, I believe. It's in the 10 to 2 range, 12 to 2 range. And if you want any information about that, reach out and I'll get you that. So yeah, pretty good little week, and looking forward to another one. So as always, appreciate you guys checking in. And then if you have any questions or comments, leave those below. I will address them directly. And so yeah, I appreciate you guys. And until next time, I'll see you.